Hi, welcome to Two Doctors Homestead. My name is Daniel,
And I'm Janet.
and today we're going to do a recap of 2022. So it's kind of our year in review as we're getting into the end of the year. A couple days left till 2023. It's kind of hard to imagine, and we were trying to sit down and look back on all of our accomplishments and some things, sad things maybe that happened in 2022, and we thought we'd talk about it, and then we're going to look a little bit about our plans and what we want to do in 2023.
Yeah.
So it's our year in review. When we were putting together the list, I think the first thing we had on the list, first thing that came to mind was 3 pigs butchered.
It was a 3-pig year.
Yeah, it was a 3-pig year, which is a lot of meat. For anybody that's butchered pig, raised pigs, that's a lot of meat. I mean, we're talking each pig was probably over 300 pounds of pork, on the table. So it was a lot of meat. We started the year with one. I want to say February, March.
We butchered
February?
her late February.
Late February, yeah. I thought it was February. We butchered her out. We had been obviously raising her since the year before, and then we immediately kind of missed having pigs.
Yeah.
And the very next day,
24 hours later.
right, within 24 hours later, we had 2 more pigs that we started raising. They were all feeder pigs, red wattle mixes.
Yeah, the first was a red wattle Berkshire Cross.
Berkshire Cross.
And then the second 2 were red wattles, and then red wattle Berkshire Cross, and then red wattle Old Spot, I think.
Old Spot.
Yeah.
So mixes, great feeder pigs, all of them. We got plenty of videos of them. Really nice to have around. I think we enjoy raising the pigs. We do what we can to give them a good life and a lot of treats.
Yeah, they have good personalities.
Yeah, good personalities. We did a few coffee talk videos. It's the thing we've been doing about butchering. Always a lot of work. Like, it's always so much work, but very rewarding through the entire process. First pig was a winter pig. Not sure. I don't know. I mean, we did winter pigs. We did kind of summer pigs.
You don't like to winter pigs.
Yeah, wintering pigs is a lot of work.
because it's nice and cool out.
It's nice and cool out. They're easy to visit.
Yeah, I can visit.
Right.
Readily visit them because it's nice and cool out.
Right.
And they're not sitting in mud all day.
Not sitting in mud all day, right.
No.
The winter pig is not mud. The disadvantage of the winter pig, of course, is you got to keep them fed and you got to keep them watered no matter how cold it gets. They need fresh water, and since the water freezes, you're watering them a couple times a day.
Yeah, every
Right,
homesteader's
so-
nightmare, frozen water.
It's frozen water bowls. So yeah, I
And
remember.
you cannot put heaters
No,
in
heaters
water
and pigs,
bowls
I
for
don't think
pigs.
really
They
work.
they don't
it's
really
just
work.
not gonna work.
No.
So
They're too inquisitive. They will just chew that right up.
yeah. When I think about wintering a pig, it's a lot of going out and carrying hot water out to bowls in the winter and
When I
dumping
think
hay
watering
in
a
there.
pig, I think of laying on the ground,
Right, laying on the ground.
chilling out with my piggies,
Right,
giving
yeah.
belly rubs,
Yeah,
and not getting any mud on me.
right. No mud.
Right.
Yeah.
We
We're
have very different roles.
yeah, different rules. Right. When you're summering the pigs, you just have to keep a nice mud pit for them.
Right.
Right. So it's a different experience. I'm sure we'll do both again at some point. It's not that we hated one or the other. We're taking a break right now because we have a lot of pork in the freezer.
Yeah.
That's the big reason. Like, you don't realize how much pork that is until you've got it all sitting in the freezer, and we actually have 2 freezers of just pork
Right.
at this
1,000
point.
pounds of pork is
Right, it's a lot of pork, yeah. And then kind of going on from that, beyond the 1,000 pounds of pork, we actually got a cow. And when we say we got a cow, we just bought the meat. So there's a local ranch that we found online a couple years ago, and we bought a whole cow through them, which is guaranteed about 400 pounds of meat. We got, I think, about 440 pounds of meat. We might do a video if we want to drag it all in the freezer and lay it out and say this is how much meat you get in a cow. We had actually ordered that cow almost a year before. So it was sometime, I think, early 2021. I'm sorry, it would have been late 2021, a year ago, right? That we ordered the cow. They were selling out, so I follow them on social media, and they were saying, hey guys, we're sold out through January, then sold out through February, March, April, May. Next thing you know, they're sold out through October. And we're like, hey, we're gonna want to get a pig next year. Or get a cow next year. I guess we got to get on the list now.
That's when prices for beef were just starting to rise.
Right, they were just starting to go
So people were
up.
going to local ranchers.
Right, and getting on the list. So we had to get on the list almost, I think, a year ahead of time.
And we had bought half a cow from them couple years before, so
Yeah.
we knew that what their product was.
Right, it was good product, good meat.
Yeah.
In the end, so we might do a video on it. It costs us about $5 a pound, which at today prices is pretty good, I think. We don't buy a lot of meat at the store, but $5 a pound for prime rib and $5 a pound for
Ribeye
steaks and briskets.
I mean, it's all your cuts.
Even
it's
hamburger at
everything.
$5 a pound, I think seems reasonable nowadays. I'm not really sure. We don't buy a lot of meat, but so we got a cow.
Well, when you've got steaks going for $30 a pound,
yeah, we pay,
there's
and
a
it's
lot
good.
of steaks,
It's good meat.
yeah.
So highly recommend.
Plus, it keeps local ranchers in business.
Yeah, it keeps the local ranchers in
Supports
business.
your local small business.
Absolutely, which that's important. It's buy in bulk, times 100, which is you just go buy a whole cow worth of meat. You want a bulk discount, that's your bulk discount.
Right.
It takes up about a freezer or so to store a cow.
So, yeah.
Depends on the cow.
Depends on how big your chest freezer is. I think we have one of the biggest chest freezers,
Yeah.
and it spills over into
Right, it spills
another
over.
small chest freezer.
So we did that. Incubated and hatched a bunch of chickens, and that was kind of your project. So I'll let you. I'll let you talk about it.
I probably incubated too many chickens.
A lot of chickens.
Yeah, a lot.
Right. A lot of fun with the incubator this year.
Yeah, I did. I mean, at some point, he really told me, I think it's probably time for
You're
you.
probably done.
It's really time for you to back down and stop incubating chickens, but.
Yeah.
I had a couple young roosters that had just reached maximum fertility.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get some babies out of them. So, I hatched. I think I did about 4 or 5 hatchings.
Right.
But the incubation rate was very low because the boys were just coming into
especially
their
in
own.
the beginning. It was getting higher towards the end.
Yeah, towards the end it was getting higher.
Yeah.
But when I incubate this year, I know that the incubation rate's going to be much higher because those boys are quite prolific.
Yeah.
But, I was just, I don't know, I think maybe we got like 40 chickens out of it.
Right. Yeah. It was a lot of chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really pretty chickens.
Yeah, they are.
We've got
They're
some
good
neat
chickens.
Yeah, got some good chickens. And our chicken coop, I know we've shown some pictures and there's a video of building it, but just for scale, the chicken coop itself is a shed we built, kind of special purpose built for the chickens, but that's 12 by 16. And then when you add the 2 enclosed runs together, they're 36 by 12. So you've got 12 by 16 plus 12 by 36. So there's a lot of space for the chickens.
And we can't free range here.
Right, you can't.
I mean,
you can't
there's
free range, right.
at any
predators.
moment you look up and there's 4 or 5 hawks.
Yeah, too many predators
in the sky. I mean, it's just. There's people who do it, but they know they're going to lose chickens, and I'm not willing to lose chickens because a predator is going to sweep down and get them.
Yeah.
We've had hawks sweep down and steal the dogs' stuffy toys.
Yeah, right. They will
Out of the yard. If it's a new stuffy toy, they'll sweep down and grab it with their claws and then drop it when they realize that it's nothing.
Right.
So I mean, the chickens will get picked off.
Chickens, and that's happened to some of our neighbors that we've talked to in the area. But I mean, in terms of ethically treating the animals, they have a lot of space. It's a big.
They do.
It's a big.
They have
coop.
a lot of square footage.
They're not packed in. Solar projects. So. Just kind of really jumped into solar this year. We've got
You did good on that.
Yeah, 4 100-watt panels, and we have 2 200-amp-hour 12-volt batteries. We just bought 4 more 100-watt panels, another charge controller, and I'm just waiting for an okay day to get out there and get them on the roof. So really jumping into solar. We've got it hooked up to the chicken coop with a transfer switch, so we can either run the chicken coop off house power or solar, and then we have an outlet in the wall back here now that ties back to the inverter.
Super cool.
So, yeah, it's actually pretty cool. It turned out really nice. It all looks good. Gonna do some more work on it, as I said, soon, make some videos on it. But we had a big blackout at the beginning of 2021 here in Texas.
Yeah.
And our power was down for a while, and some
Great
people
freeze.
were down. The great freeze, right?
Because our wind power went down was the problem.
Yeah, Texas was very dependent
Our
on wind
turbines
power.
froze.
Right, wind turbines froze. We lost power, so we were down for a good day and a half. I want to say on and off. There was some turn it on, turn it off. Some people were down for a week, so that was kind of the reality check. Hey, we need to be more prepared. Get into the prepper stuff, and we got more prepper videos coming. We had a little generator. Of course, it failed on us. We weren't able to get it going, so we were kind of sitting. I don't want to say sitting in the dark, but we didn't
We had
have any electricity. We had firewood,
we
and we had some other
burned
things.
firewood in the fireplace.
Yeah, we had firewood, and we had some camping
I mean,
stuff.
and you
we were able
had,
to get out.
yeah.
Yeah, we were able to get some of the camping
We
stuff
had
out.
hot coffee and
Right, we still had our
whatnot
hot
because you're
coffee and
always
stuff.
prepared.
Right, we still had all that, but we didn't have power. So now we've got the power set up. We got our backup power, and we'll keep building on that. We'll talk about next year and what we're going to do there. Something else I was going to mention, built a little chicken house, and we'll show a picture of it. It was kind of fun when we were hatching the chickens. You've got all these baby chickens running around. Once they're big enough to go outside, the way the chicken coop is set up is there's 2 outside runs, and you've got the coop, and they each have doors. So we closed off the door to the 12 by 12 run, and we turned it into a baby chicken run, and we built a house for them. So they'd have a house to go in at night. So there was a house in the run, and then the baby chickens got to kind of grow up there. So it gave us a nice, kindergarten chicken coop basically to raise the chickens, and we could open the door when we wanted to and move chickens
We
around.
brooded them until they got
we
some
brooded them
started
inside.
getting their feathers and then put them out there.
Right, and we were able to kind of move them around, move them in and out. So I might show a picture of the little chicken house. That was a good build. It was all scrap wood basically at the time. It was just stuff we had.
That's what you do as a homesteader.
Yeah, just build out of scrap wood.
Just grab what you got on your property and upcycle it.
Yeah. Gardening. Feel like we did a lot of gardening this year. Had a good garden. I don't know if you want to talk about some of the gardening.
We did a good garden year, yeah. We did pumpkins for the first time this year.
This
and that
was,
a
I
lot
think this
of
was our
fun.
first pumpkins.
Yeah, because the chickens love the pumpkin and the pigs love pumpkins. So we did our own pumpkins, which was, that was good. They produced a lot.
Yeah.
I sowed them from seed right in the ground, and
Right,
they
we
did
did.
great.
Yeah, we just dumped the seeds right in the ground.
This year was really good for watermelons too. We had
got
a
a
bumper
ton
crop
of
of
watermelons. We
watermelons.
still got
They
some
just
stuff sitting
kept
back
going.
here.
Yeah, we still have some white pumpkins back there.
Yeah.
We did good. Zucchini was really good this year.
Yeah.
And then we just had like our standard stuff.
Right.
This year I didn't do tomatoes because, honestly, everybody does tomatoes when they garden.
Played out.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
But
We didn't do a lot of tomatoes.
We did not do a lot
We
of
did
tomatoes.
try potatoes, and we did some videos on that. Be honest, they didn't really work out. We weren't happy with the potatoes, but we'll try again.
No.
Get better fertilizer for the soil, better conditions. And we even
Well,
said
we did
in a video.
potatoes in containers.
Right, in the containers, yeah.
Right, not in our garden.
Not in the
because
garden,
our
in the
garden
containers,
has
yeah.
a lot of fertilizer.
No, this was in
Natural.
containers. This was an experiment. Even said in the video we were doing the wrong time of year. The seed potatoes are the wrong kind of potatoes. We knew going in we did everything wrong and just wanted to see if it would work anyway. And we got big plants and we didn't really get much for
Sometimes
potatoes.
you just experiment for experimenting's sake.
Right. So next year we'll try the potatoes again. And we started a YouTube channel, and here we are with you guys now. And appreciate everyone that's been subscribing and watching our videos. We're pretty happy with that. But yeah, we started the YouTube channel maybe 6 months ago at this point. I don't know if it's been a full, July, August, September, October. It's about 5 months. We've been on YouTube for about 5 months now. Once again, thanks to everybody that subscribed to the channel.
Yeah.
We jumped on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter end of October, so about 2 months. We've been on those about 2 months. They're all have their differences, right? Their advantages, disadvantages, different channels. We seem to get more subscribers on TikTok than anything, and maybe it's just a TikTok thing. As you guys know, there's short videos. I don't know on Instagram, not sure on that one, and Twitter's Twitter. It's never been my thing, right? So I would say, we like doing the YouTube, the long videos, and sharing stuff on TikTok's been fun. I'd say those are our top 2 platforms. And we might have our first sponsor, which is kind of cool. So a company reached out and asked us to do some review videos of their products. So assuming they send them, which they asked for our address, we'll see. It could be a giant scam. But it looks like we might have our first sponsor, and that'd be kind of cool. If they do, expect some videos.
Well, you don't know
some
until
paid
you try.
promotions. Yeah, try some paid promotions, see how that goes. Probably be a 2023 when we have our first paid promotions.
Sure.
See how it goes. And just in watching the videos, we're working on better equipment. So you might see that in the video, you might not. We found audio, video equipment's expensive. it's expensive.
Yeah.
Even just this little remote right here was not cheap. It's all expensive, but we're trying to get better equipment so we can produce better content. Just to make the channel more enjoyable. We enjoy making the videos. We enjoy, sharing this time with you guys, and hopefully you seem to enjoy watching them.
I'm always surprised that people watch us.
People are watching them. Yeah, they're watching the videos.
Just don't think I'm that interesting.
Right,
so.
and just just letting you know we're trying to be better content creators as we can afford better equipment. Right, so we're working on it. We're working some deal with the mic. I just realized working some deal with the mic here, trying to get better equipment. Anyway, so we'll see going into next year where that goes. Right.
Okay.
Axe target. You guys probably saw some axe throwing videos. Actually made the axe target at the end of December last year, so we've had that for about a year. Might drop some pictures somewhere on the screen, just so you guys can see them. Just been practicing. You know, it's something that takes practice. We've got an axe. We did some axe throwing. I've got a couple different knives that we throw.
You throw.
I throw the knives. We got little axes. We've got the throwing stars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's fun. It's fun when company comes over. It's fun
yeah,
for
the
practice.
company loves it.
Yeah, come on over and throw some axes or whatever you want to throw. We got a whole bin of it. So it's been a lot of fun, and we'll keep doing it. We'll keep doing that. See more of the videos. I enjoy doing it. Yeah, we'll see as we go in. So that's kind of those items. We were going to talk a little bit about some health stuff, good news, bad news, you know, on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think this year was, for me, a pretty good year.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this was a year of no hospitalizations, no heart attacks for me. So for me, it's always.
That's a good one. Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
a good year. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the last 2 years.
In 2020, I had a STEMI, which is 100% blockage, heart attack out of nowhere.
Right, just out of nowhere.
We were just
sitting there
John
just like
Deere.
this. Yeah, we were sitting on the coffee in the morning like this, talking. What are we going to do for the day? It was like Sunday morning, and then we went outside and we were working on John Deere. I think we were, I don't remember, changing a tire now. We were going to sharpen the blades.
We were gonna flip the blades out.
Flip the blades out, replace the blades.
Yeah, and I just, like, my hands started to hurt a little bit, like tingly, so I assumed that it was my carpal tunnel kicking in, and I came inside and tried finding my braces, but by the time I was looking for my braces, I realized that it wasn't my carpal tunnel, because my arms just went numb. Both arms went numb, but I still didn't have any chest pain. So I called you in, because I'm like, hold on, something's not right here.
Right.
And I mean, even like my doctor said, there's no, like, we would have never thought you'd have a heart attack.
Right, because of your age and everything.
I was young. It was 2 years ago. I was only 47 at the time. I was 50 pounds thinner. I was in really good shape. You know, I could throw 50-pound bag of feed over my shoulder and take it. You know, I would buy 400 pounds of feed at a time at the feed store and put them on my own cart and put them in the back of the car myself and then bring them out to the coop myself. I mean, I did everything outside. You know, you worked it. I did everything outside. But, I mean, sometimes it happens. So
it's bad luck.
It was, you know, it's just, if it's your, you know, time to have a heart attack, I guess you have it. So, I had that heart attack. And they put 3 stents in because I had a blockage and then I had a blood clot and whatnot. And that was like 2 months into the lockdown.
Yeah, right. 2 months right off the bat, COVID lockdown. Yeah.
Right off the bat,
Right.
So that heart attack caused a lot of damage. Like the whole tip of my heart is dead. Yeah. You know, it just wobbles there when my heart beats. So, I mean, I went from being super active and in great shape to you know, a third of your heart's dead. You have congestive heart failure. You know, it's never going to get better. And this is what your life's going to be, which was tough. That was hard, you know. And then 3 weeks later, I mean, and then when they went in, they said that they thought I had another possible small blockage somewhere that they would clean up later. So then we went in 3 weeks later, and when they were going to clean it up, I had another heart attack on the table. I just never thought I'd have another one. Right. But, yeah, I mean, and it was just, I mean, honestly don't remember a lot of that time in my life. Yeah. It's a lot of medications.
Kind of a zombie.
And I was, he said I was a zombie.
Right, you had that vest.
I had a life vest because my ejection fraction went to 30 and below. So I had a life vest, which was a defibrillator.
Right, you're wearing a
vest that I had to wear 24/7.
Yeah.
And it would have shocked me if I had gone into AFib because apparently when I was having the heart attack, I did go into AFib a couple times, which is cardiac arrest. So, yeah, I mean, so then like you're just kind of living life like as a zombie, and then that March I had cardiac like spasms or something like that because my blood pressure dropped way too low. Because I pushed myself too much is what it was. You know, I came out of cardiac rehab and I'm like, this is the lifestyle I have to have, is still working out and whatnot. And the reality for me is I can't have that lifestyle. I need to go easy on my life. So I had another heart attack because I had, you know, coronary artery spasms. So, and that was March of last year. So, you know, now I take it easy. I mean, I sleep a lot. I'm like, I have to. I sleep 14 hours a day mostly. And a lot of the videos, I'm not in a lot of the videos because, you know, I can't really do much. You know, I can't even, honestly, I can't sweep the floor. I can't clean the house. I can't do any of that stuff. You know, I can't breathe when I do it. You know, and it's not the idea of go back to cardiac rehab. It's,
and you'll be better.
I just will never be better. You know, the cardiologists have said this is your life. And, you know, you just thank God every day that you're alive. That's what it is, you know.
It's heart failure and it's kidney failure.
Which has caused now kidney failure.
Heart failure has caused kidney failure.
Because you know, my heart doesn't pump a lot, so then you don't get a lot of blood to the rest of your body. But, you know, you think you take every day and you look at it in a different light. So for me, making it this year with no heart attack is
and no
huge.
Hospitalizations this
and
year.
no hospitalization
After
is
2
huge.
really hard years.
It's
been nice.
And a lot of med changes, and I have a lot of very good medications. So, you know, I'm stable on the meds that I am on. I'm not going to get any better, but as long as they can slow the progression of me getting worse is, you know, what it is. And that's, for me, looking back on 2022, that I achieved that. Even the cardiologist said, you know, the stage that you're at now, we've reached some stability. And you can see that and not being in the hospital and no heart attacks, you know.
And that's good.
So I got to do some fun stuff this year.
Right. You'll hear the term bucket list thrown out a little bit. In a sense, it sort of is.
Yeah, I mean, I think you go through something like that in life and you realize,
you kind of have a bucket list.
Let's get that bucket list on.
Right. So we've had some bucket list type conversations, and we did some bucket list kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I think when pre-heart attacks, my bucket list was probably really different than my bucket list is now. Like, you know, you look at life very differently, you know, after something like that. So for me, like, I remember I just really wanted to go see Duran Duran when I was 14 and my mom wouldn't let me. So my sister, bless her heart, bought me tickets to go see Duran Duran. And I saw it and it was, honestly, it was a
it was awesome.
It was amazing. It really
was an emotional moment.
Yeah, because for me, it was something that I never thought in my life I'd be able to like get past. Is some of that trauma I had as a kid. But I mean, it was great. I left that place and I was like, oh my God, I could die now. I know it's silly to think.
Right.
But I'm like this. It meant so much to me. And then we went like on a whim to a tattoo convention. Right. It was like last minute they had it in town. And I'm like, let's go to that tattoo convention. Because I have tattoos, but I always hid my tattoos on my stomach and hip area because I was an executive for most of my life. And I needed to, you know, you need to look, you know, I always thought I needed to look very professional, you know. And I didn't feel like tattoos at that time was it. So, you know, I was just like, I mean, honestly, I was like, F it. Like, I mean, I'm not ever going to be able to work again. I mean, I sleep 14 hours a day here. So that's when we went to the tattoo convention. I'm like, you know what? I always thought it was so cool to see women with like a full sleeve of tattoos. And I always thought it was so beautiful to get something on your body that meant something to you and to not be afraid to show it. So I did. I said, F it, let's go. I did. I went and got myself a full sleeve of my favorite flowers that are on here. I have dog prints on the top to represent my love of my dogs. I have hooves of my pigs pigs because I love my piggies. I have my chicken feet on it. I got my Texas blue bonnets. And I got my rooster.
Yeah, your rooster one.
I love him, my Georgie Porgy.
Yeah, Georgie Porgy.
I still have something for here that I want, but
yeah.
you know, it's your year
it's
of
my
tattoos.
turn. My turn to get, and I got this. You guys can kind of see it here.
Yeah, and that's.
I decided to go dystopian, so I've got a skull. There's a gas mask, and we might drop some pictures in so you guys could see a little bit better, but. Did a little dystopian, and I want to get some more.
Yeah, because you had that tattoo, and that guy did such a great job working
on it. Basically, I was at the convention, said I've got this snake, and I want to fill in more, but I really cannot picture it. And he's like, I got you, and he did a great job.
He did. That guy did a really good job. So if I can find him again, I'll get some more work done. So we did the tattoo thing. We did the tattoo thing.
We got sleeves. I got half sleeve, so I can still work. Yeah. You know, tattoos. So that was fun.
And when I realized that tattoos on your arms do not hurt anywhere.
No, it really wasn't bad.
Mine are all, like I said, on my stomach, on my ribs and stuff, and that hurts. I'm not going to lie, that hurts, that area. But this stuff, I was like, whatever. Yeah. You know, compared. Plus, you know, compared to the pain of that heart attack, I thought I was like, that's it. That like, it was I thought that was it, you know. So, yeah. So for me, I look back at the year completely differently. I mean, we had some beautiful animals here. Those pigs were great. I had so much fun with them. Yeah. So back to some sad stuff we were going to talk about. We did lose Princess Winnie, which was a favorite dog. Had her for 8 years. She was a Bernese Mountain Dog. You know, we loved her. She was the bed dog. She was couch dog. She slept on my feet.
She ran the pack, and
she was 110 pounds, but she slept on my feet.
Yeah, slept on the feet. I mean, the thing with the Bernese Mountain Dogs, the larger breeds, they don't live as long as younger dogs. Like, you know, if they make 10 years, that's a lot. You know, it's almost 10 to 1. So, you know, she really was kind of natural death. You know, we took her to the vet and everything, and you know, it's just sad. She passed. She had a good life. She
passed at home.
Right,
you know,
she passed
how
at
she would have
home.
won it. I mean, she ran our pack.
Right, she ran the pack.
You know, at one point, we had 5 Bernese Mountain Dogs in this house, and it didn't matter. She was the second oldest, but she still ran the pack over that amount.
Yeah. So
she raised
was
every dog in this house.
She was the favorite, you know, and she passed.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, Coco knows who we're talking about. You know the name.
It was your sister.
And then Georgie, you want to talk about
my Georgie Porgy. This is my Georgie Porgy. Yeah, he's a beautiful rooster. I loved George. Yeah. I mean, I guess like you have animals that come into your life and they have that connection with you, and you would never think that you would have a connection with a chicken, especially rooster, because people like don't like roosters. But I swear that his soul was just so pure. He was just such a good boy. And so we lost him this summer to the heat.
Yeah, I think it was the heat. It got really hot out here, and we were trying. We were doing what we can to keep them cool. And even some of the breeders we work with, they lost chickens too. Yeah. So we don't feel like we were neglecting them because of the heat. They just...
You could do everything.
Hot. We have fans. We have electrical out there.
Yeah, you could do everything right.
They always had water.
But it was over 110 degrees.
Right. It was just
for
too
a long
hot.
time.
It was just too hot. Yeah.
And chickens just cannot.
Right.
They can't cool down like that. Yeah, once it gets over 110, it's really hard for a bird to be able to.
We brought him in. We were giving him ice and treats, and
I brought him in all the time.
Right, we did what we could.
I'm sure we'll drop some pictures of it.
Right,
that boy.
We'll put some pictures.
I used to bring that boy into the house once a day.
Yeah.
And he would pick his treat out of the fridge. Yeah. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, right.
I would open the little fridge because we had a different fridge at that time where there's like a mini fridge on the bottom.
Right, yeah, the fridge died.
He'd all look around and he'd pick his treat.
Right.
And like the dogs didn't even mess with him. He would just walk around the kitchen floor and nobody messed with him.
Yeah. He was a sweet chicken rooster.
Yeah. I mean, I've trained roosters outside, but none of them are like that.
No, you never replace your George.
No.
And then happy stuff. You got Morty.
And I got my little Morty.
You got your little Morty. He's around here somewhere. I'm sure he's right here. Literally just right there.
Yes. He's my little white Pomeranian.
Yeah, little white Pom.
Yeah.
He's a
Go from gigantic Bernese Mountain.
Right, he's an extra mini
to a little white Pomeranian, fluffy Pomeranian.
Yeah. He's just turned a year old in December.
December 25th.
Party for him.
Yes. He's Christmas baby.
Christmas Pom.
Baby girl.
So happy stuff. All right, so kind of jumping into next year. So some things we're looking at, right? This is kind of our list. We were brainstorming. What are we going to do next year?
Yeah.
You know, we've raised turkeys before, and we want to do turkeys again. We were thinking turkeys or pheasants. And Janet loves the male turkeys and the noise they make.
I love toms.
She loves toms. So we're like, hey, why not get some turkeys?
I love how they puff out. And
yeah.
I just love them.
She loves them. And last time
I homestead because I love animals.
Yeah, she loves the animals. And last time we raised them to eat. We were raising them to eat for Thanksgiving. This time we're not going to do that, right? We're actually just going to raise them to keep them. Before we had a 10 by 10 dog kennel, and we kind of had a tarp on the top and some wire. I'm going to build a proper home for the pigs.
For the turkeys.
I'm sorry, proper home for the turkeys, right? Proper home for the turkeys. Maybe we'll do some videos on it. We'll see. And if something nice they can live in long term.
You'll probably see a turkey in the house at some point.
There'll probably be turkeys in the house at some point. And then we'll raise the babies. We're going to incubate the babies. And maybe we'll eat their babies, right? I don't know.
Yeah, last time we did broad-breasted brawns.
Right, yeah, we're going to go more heritage breed.
Yeah, that's a turkey that grows big and plump quick.
Yeah.
And you don't usually keep them long-term.
Right.
Because they really, the ability for them to even be able to breed is pretty limited. Because that breastbone on them is just so big.
Right,
so.
Yep. No, absolutely. But no, we'll do that. That's going to be fun. We'll keep them, we'll eat their babies. More gardening.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I like the way you say that.
More gardening. Obviously, we got a bunch of seeds from Rare Seeds from Baker Creek.
Yeah, so rareseeds.com. I love that.
I love that. Bought all their seeds. Yeah. So we're going to do some more gardening and do lots of videos around gardening. I think the pigs killed the grapes, which is okay because we didn't like that variety.
You didn't like that variety.
But I didn't really want to rip them out either.
Well, I let the pigs rip them out.
All right, the pigs ripped them out, so we'll replant.
I actually showed it to the girls, and I was like,
here you go, eat this. Please eat the grapes. So the grapes are killed, but we'll get try a new variety on the grapes. So gardening, we'll do lots of that. More pigs, right? Probably in the springtime once we're past the freeze. I'm thinking about coons.
I did my coonies.
We got to find a couple good breeders in the area that you can get the color patterns you want.
Yeah, normally I'm not really picky, but these coonies are going to be around for 18 months.
Right.
And I love the coonies that have spots on them.
Spots, right. So if you guys, anybody watching knows a place we can get coons with spots, we're willing to drive a little bit if we have to.
Right, in the DFW area.
Right, DFW area,
yeah.
More solar, we got to keep going on the solar. I actually want to build a whole separate system of solar panels and batteries, maybe to run our pool pump. So that would be the other side of the yard. We have a pool. There's a big pump. So we'll see. We're going to play with some more solar. I've got to finish, sort of max out the system we're building on this side of the house that feeds into this wall. And then we're going to set up some solar on the other side of the house. That could feed into the garage and maybe run the pool pump. So we're going to do some more solar projects. Not cheap, just as we have the money and whatnot. Greenhouse, been wanting to do a greenhouse with a pond in it for a while. Maybe 2023 is the year. We'll see how we're feeling, see how wood prices go. But I would like to have a pond. So do an aquaponics setup with the water exchange between the pond and the plants would be pretty cool. So we might do that, greenhouse and a pond. Obviously more chickens. You want to talk about your chickens, your color project that you're working on?
Yeah, my color project, my genetics project. So I bought these light Brahmas from a local breeder. I love him, Patrick. And he's kind of got me working on the buff Brahmas because he has really, really big boys and girls. He has really, his line of Brahmas is huge.
Yeah.
So I have a couple buff Brahmas myself, and they had really good width of their body and length, and they looked more like a show, standard of perfection, show type of chicken than a hatchery one. So I bred them with my Georgie Porgy and Leroy out there too, and that's what we hatched. Yeah. So right now what we have are light Brahmas out there, but they carry the genetics of mom and dad.
Yeah.
So they carry silver is considered the light gene. from their father, because he's a light Brahma and that's a white.
Yeah.
And they carry the buff gene from their mom, which is like a tan color.
Yeah.
So it's generations of having to breed these guys out to get what I want, because what I want is a large, because what I have is large boys now. What I want is a large buff rooster and a large buff female that I could breed together. And I can keep breeding up to get larger and larger.
You want to get the jumbo
buff Brahmas.
Giant buff Brahmas.
But in order to do that, I needed to take I already took the first stage, which was the genetics from the big Brahma boys, which are white, and did them with my girls, which are buff. And I got myself large white females and large white males. Now the girls only carry one gene, so they are always going to carry the white gene. The boy's going to now, that we have Arthur out there, he's a boy. He carries a silver gene from his dad, who's light, and he carries a buff gene from his mom, who's light. And I need to breed him now back, because there is line breeding in chickens that gets you to standard of perfection. So I need to breed him back to
one of the buffs.
One of the buffs.
We wouldn't know which one would be his mom, but he's got to go back to.
He needs to go
back to
the
mom. It's one of the buffs.
He needs to go back to one of the buffs, and then.
So it's not necessarily line breeding in that sense.
What it'll give me is a 50% split, and they'll be called split babies.
Technical difficulties there, but we're coming back in. I think we were finishing up about the color project and getting the buff roosters and the buff hens and getting the jumbo chickens.
Yeah. So I'll just once I'm done breeding back Arthur, which is a baby, back to one of the buffs this year, I'll be able to get 50% white chickens out of it and 50% buff chickens out of it. So then I'll be able to have my set of buff chickens that I need. To start
kind of a whole new.
Deciding what I'm going to keep according to the standard of perfection.
Absolutely. So some other items. We talked about more chickens, more trees. I think we do a lot of trees. We've probably planted 50, 60 trees at this point. Big trees. Some of them, I can barely move out of the back of the truck. And we'll keep doing more trees. We love planting trees. We got ash trees and maple trees. We got the Cleveland pears. We have
crepe myrtles,
every possible color crepe myrtles. Weeping willows, 3 different kinds of maple trees. So we love our trees, oak trees. Pistache trees. And then we got kind of our orchard. We have about 20 fruit trees we planted. So we'll keep planting trees. We love planting trees. Gives us a little privacy. More tattoos, obviously. You got to get more tattoos. Finish the sleeve. I think it's something like here, maybe. Finish that sleeve there. And I'm thinking about maybe some radio. We'll see, like GMRS or maybe ham radio or something. We'll see what we can do on that. Maybe get some friends in the area to get on board. Don't know. We'll see. See on that. Cool. Yeah, it might be kind of fun. See how hard it is to get the license for the ham radio or play with the GMRS radios a little bit. Could be interesting. Could be an interesting 2023.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, guys. I think we're kind of running out our camera here anyway. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. We really do. Like, subscribe, share, obviously. Keeps the channel going, keeps us making more content. If you enjoy the content, we enjoy making the content.
I enjoy doing stuff with you.
Right, we enjoy doing stuff together. Yeah, right, we enjoy doing stuff together, and this is something we're doing together, and you guys are helping make it possible just by watching the videos.
Exactly.
All right, well, hope everybody has a great 2023 and certainly a good New Year's.
Yes, Happy New Year's.
Safe New Year's. Happy New Year's, guys. And we'll see you on the next video.